Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scott Romacker. I have been talking about using some Tiki Torch lights lately, and I gotta tell you, I've been using one particular brand and it's worked out really good for me. But I did try something new recently. I've got a different one, another brand, so I wanted to do a comparison to kind of show you because regardless of the brand, I think they do a whole lot for a lot of different spaces, and they're multifunctional. Not only are they giving you light, but they're also fighting off all the bugs at night too when you've got them lit. They are awesome, they're a lot of fun, and I think they do a great job in a lot of different landscapes and around a lot of different outdoor patio places. So the first Tiki Torch that I've used was actually made by Eleco. And you know, I gotta say, for the price, it has done really well. Both the Tiki Torches that I'm kind of comparing today, both use a G4, 3 or a 4 watt lamp that you can use on them. And for what it is on the Eleco Tiki Torch, it's done really well. I'll get to kind of the mounting of it and the differences between the two. But I will tell you in advance, especially on the Eleco one, I would really recommend with the ground stake that comes with it, taking that ground stake and using it, but concreting it in is really going to be important for that particular one. They do give you a nice tall ground stake, but it's not quite as beefy as the other. So today, I want to talk a little bit about the Dauer Tiki Torch. Now this is one, a lot of them look very similar, but once I actually got my hands on the Dauer Tiki Torch, I was actually really surprised. There are definitely some noticeable differences that I think is worth spending the little bit of extra money that you have to pay for the Dauer. It's not going to break the bank. If somebody's looking at doing these Tiki Torches, you're probably only looking at about a $25, price difference, for your cost. But this extra $25 I think is probably going to be worth it, and let's talk a little bit about why and the differences that I've seen between the Eleco and the Dauer Tiki Torch. On the heads of the Tiki Torches, they're both same, that they both work the same, at least between the Eleco and the Dauer one. It has the cap that you can use to kill the flame if you've got it lit. It's got your wick that's inside of here, and they will unscrew through in here. When you unscrew this is where you can pour the actual citronella, and then you can light your wick at night and burn it and have the Tiki Torch effect. So they both work and operate the same. Some things that I noticed right off, and it's going to be kind of hard to tell on camera, but on the Dauer, the brass finish, although it looks pretty light right here, I think, in my camera as I'm looking at it, it's definitely darker. I would say it's probably about 3 or 4 shades darker than the actual Eleco. And then one of the big things that I really did like is that on the Dauer one, they've got this painted white. So you're getting a lot more reflective light because it is painted white in here versus the Eleco, that particular fixture they do not paint that white, so it appears to be a little bit dimmer than than it really truly is. The next thing that I want to point out is that the stem will actually thread onto here. As the Eleco one, the stem does not thread on. This just simply slides onto the actual riser, and then it has one set screw. So what I like about the Dauer is the head actually does thread on, and it actually has 3 set screws just to also keep it really nice and tight. So that's a pretty big advantage. It feels a lot sturdier once you actually get it installed. So when I got the Dauer Tiki Torch, I was a little concerned on the box, just because the box that had the stem was about half the size than what I was expecting. But to my surprise, it actually breaks down. So when you do get that, they didn't send you the wrong one. That's what I was thinking at first. But actually, the stem actually goes together. It's got a nice brass nipple in there. And once you get it nice and tight in there, it's seamless. You can't even see it. So, that's great. Once again, on the stem, really do like this. It's got that darker finish just like the head. And then also the fact that this will thread into the actual head of the Tiki Torch, I think that's a really big bonus too, just to kind of help give it a little more stability. Now, the most noticeable thing that you're going to see between these two Tiki Torches is the actual ground stake. This thing is huge. So not only do you get, you know, a little bit better of a build, this ground stake is probably about 3 to 4 inches taller than the Eliteco ground stake. But not only that, the actual ground stake that Eliteco gives you is kind of what you'll see on the standard uplight across, you know, the industry. Where we've actually got a thread here that's brass. So my brass stake that threads into here makes a really nice tight connection. It's got a little hole here that they put in there so I can take my wire lead out of there and I can get this driven down into the ground, you know, where I want it. You could even concrete this in if you really want to make this thing bulletproof, but this was a big surprise. This is worth the extra money just right here, let alone some of the other benefits that I've talked about. Either way, guys, these Tiki Torch lights can be a lot of fun. Try them out. I encourage you, get a couple, get one, try it at your house, try showing some different people, because you're gonna like the way that it actually can highlight and turn a real fun space around a patio or around a pool into a really cool, more of a tropical feel with the flame and everything. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you out there.